Hey, I'm Malte. I'm 29 years old and I'm the creative director of the new Leisure Suit Larry game. It is developed by Crazy Bunch, a company, a small developer based in Hamburg, Germany.
So it's been a while since Leisure Suit Larry has had a game. How long has it been exactly?
Yeah, I think because we don't count the box office bust and the Magna Cum Laude, because those spin-offs, they had very bad reception. So we think the last installment somehow was the reloaded one, was 2014. So yeah, but I think before that, Leisure Suit Larry 7 was the early 2000s, so a long time has passed since the new Leisure Suit Larry game has come.
So talk about this is your classic point and click adventure game. Talk a little about its design.
Yeah, it's really classic. You point, you click. You have an interact click and an examine click, so you have a lot of interaction with objects and with Larry. That was very important because all the humor is transferred by Larry talking bullshit, so, because he's an idiot, and that's what the game is about. Larry's a joke, and so yeah, we basically have you have several objects on each scene which you can interact with. You have a classical inventory where you can combine items. You can use items on hotspots, on characters and stuff. So really classical point-and-click adventure game.
So talk about some of the I've seen some unique mechanics in this game. You can now combine items give items just by dragging them to characters instead of having to left click and say give, which is kind of something I've never really seen before in a point and click adventure game.
Yeah, I think it by now it's pretty standard to do all this. We have also in point and click adventure developed, so it evolved. We have more convenient features in it, of course, and we also have a smartphone menu. Larry gets his own smartphone later, and there you have several apps you have access to, which, like, for example, the Timber app, which is very important for a game because there's a main mechanic. You have to get points by dating different persons throughout the game. There are dateable characters, which are like quest characters. You do stuff for them, and then at the end of the date you get points. And you have the Instacrab app where you can watch video cutscenes you unlock throughout the game and stuff. But it's very convenient, and it's kind of this mixture of old school and modern stuff. That's what the gameplay is about.
So talk about the story in this game. This is a time travel game in a way.
Yeah, you can. I always say you can compare it somewhat to Austin Powers, because it's really, we transferred this very original character Larry from the 1987 game. So we just transferred him to our time, to the year 2018, and he just pops up there. He's not aged or anything. He still thinks he's in the 80s. So yeah, and it's like this man out of time story. He's just is there. If it was a joke, the game, it is a joke, but if it was a joke, it would be like Larry goes into a bar and it's 2018. That's what would be the beginning of the joke.
So how PC is this Leisure Suit Larry game?
LPC?
Yeah, politically correct.
Okay, I get it. It is not. not at all. And people might be offended by it, but it's no political statement at all. So that's not what the game wants to be. It just wants to be funny. The humor is very comical. We have this whimsical characters like the alpacas with the wrestling masks and stuff. And all the characters are such stereotypes. So the player shouldn't take the game too serious. That's very important. And I think what's very important too is that Larry is the joke in the game. Everything, he gets in trouble because of his behavior, and that's what's funny about the game.
So is there nudity in this game?
Definitely, yes.
What are some of the challenges when designing? Because I mean, like we were talking about this earlier, because in Europe, violence is not okay, but nudity and sex is, and in the US, sex is not okay, but violence is.
Yeah, it was difficult. I think it's very difficult to find the sweet spot that works for both Europe and the US, for example. But we just thought a Larry game without a bit erotic, it wouldn't work. So it's part of the concept. You have to do that. So, yeah.
Talk about some of the inspirations when you were developing this game. Aside from Leisure Suit Larry, when you zoomed out and showed me the world map, I immediately thought Monkey Island too.
Yeah. So our writing team, especially our main author, he's also a bit older than the rest of the team. He's older than 40. So the rest of the team, they are around 30. I was born in 1988. So the first Leisure Suit Larry game was out there before I was born. And our author, he's a huge Larry fan. He played all the games and all the Sierra games. and I like them too, but I'm more like the LucasArts kid. I grew up with Monkey Island and Day of the Tentacle and stuff. So I think it's a good mixture of both. The humor and the story, it's more Larry, and the puzzle design is it's very hard, very difficult. It's more like LucasArts adventures. So for example, as a comparison, the last Larry game, Love for Sale, it has, I think, like 70 items in it, and we have 170 items in the game. So.
Yeah, because you're also like the lead puzzle designer as well, right?
Yeah, right. As a creative director, I was also the lead game designer and like the vision keeper of the game. Yeah.
When did your game come out, and what platforms we aim for at launch?
So we got an official release date by now. It's November 7th, and it's only going to be available on PC and for Mac and Windows, not for Linux, unfortunately. But we are aiming on going for console later, but I cannot confirm that if we do it, or especially when we do it. But it is planned that we would very much like to go on PS4, for example, because on PS4 Pro that's also cool because we go for that 4K resolution, and so we can opt on that on PS4 Pro.
Any plans for Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, we would like it very much to be on the Switch because it's so cool. You can play it. You can play it mobile, and you can use the touch controls on it for it. But I can't say much about it right now, so I can't confirm anything.